Hey everyone, welcome back to Dad's Garage. It's a chilly, windy, cloudy, rainy day in Utah, 65 degrees maybe. So I am definitely in the garage today. And I was up early this morning watching Dave from Redneck Garage put his new tire carrier on his TJ. And I thought, man, I got that tire carrier that came with mine that I took off immediately because it was ripping holes in the body. So, but I've got a buddy that's going to weld that up, and I'm going to get going on sanding this down and putting the truck spray-on truck bed liner on it. I like that. I like that. The Krylon truck bed coating goes on smooth. It covers up blemishes. It looks rough when you're done. Looks really good. My only problem today is I was just inside. It's like 9 o'clock Sunday morning. My daughters are all still sleeping. I was inside singing the theme song to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Very loud, to be annoying, to get them up, and now the song's stuck in my head. So I'm going to crank on the radio, which I always turn off when I video for a couple reasons. One, for sound. And two, for I'm afraid there's going to be some song on that's a copyright infringement. I don't know how that works with YouTube. So anyway, I'm going to get started sanding this thing. It's a good day to paint. Pretty cool. And we'll be back. So one of the first things I'm going to do is clean up all the bolts on my wire wheel. You can see the one on the right has not been done. One on the left has been done. So I'll also put masking tape on the threads before I paint so that I don't have issues with bolts going on. But anyway, I'm going to clean up all the parts basically like that first. And that reminds me of another wayward project. This is my daughter's Hyundai Elantra. Kid she works with kind of backed out. And you can't really tell. There's some scuffs and maybe a dent. Hit her. He was all worried about his insurance, and I was like, you know what, just buy us some rubbing compound, some touch-up paint. I'll fix that up. You don't have to turn that into your insurance because a kid that age, man, he'll be paying $400 a month for insurance because I guess it's not his first little ding. Anyway, there's the Jeep today. It's still dripping a ton of fluid right where they replaced that rear main seal, so something screwed up on that. So I'll call them tomorrow, get it back in, and I'm digressing. Gonna get back to work on this. On some of these smaller parts, you definitely want to get some vice grips and get a good grip on there, or you're gonna have bolts shooting across your garage, which, trust me, I've learned this the hard way. The other secret is let the wire wheel do the work. I mean, just, you don't have to jam it up in there, just kind of keep movement. I also normally wear gloves that I took off for a second because I'm filming. But I imagine you can get these at Harbor Freight or Amazon. This thing's, I don't know where am I down. Look at this wiring job. I don't know. This thing's probably 60 years old, but I'll tell you what, it does the job. I have no idea where he got it. But anyway, just a couple of tips on the wire wheel. So here's the cool thing about Dad's Garage. So this piece right here, this is a rubber, I don't know if you can see it, that's rubber. It's all cracked, ready to fall off. So that needs replaced, right, if I'm going to do this. So I start digging through coffee cans up here, and I only pull a few down, and I got, let's see, shims. No, if anyone need a coffee can of shims. Gosh, eye bolts, rubber stoppers, and the third one I pull down, oh, here it is. Oh, coils, these old coil spring lifters we used to put in my Mustang to lift the rear end, or the front end. Anyway, look at this. It's an entire MJB premium coffee can of every kind of rubber stopper you can think of. So I will dig through there until I find one that fits on there. Thanks, Dad. Product, there's the old sealer or rubber thing bumper. There's the new one. I took my utility knife just with the tip of it, cut down a little bit so that the bolt could recess down in there a little bit so that the metal contact from this thing is actually going to hit the rubber, not the bolt. So I'm happy with the way that turned out. Sanding, sanding, sanding. Oops. So, not my favorite job, but most of this I'm just using the Scotch-Brite pad to scuff up. So down underneath where these ridges meet, I found some little rust where it's surface rust. So I'm using some 220 on that. But other than that, I'm just sanding away, trying to get all this. So I wire brushed all the little pieces. I am gonna go over them with the Scotch-Brite as well. But yeah, fun. I really don't like sanding, but with paint, everything's about the preparation. If you don't do a good job prepping, it's either not gonna last or it's gonna look like crap when you're done. So I got nothing else to do today, so I'm gonna sand. Got everything wiped down, tape on everything. I don't want paint on, including my new little rubber piece there, threads mostly. I did wipe everything down with lacquer thinner. You can use any kind of degreaser. Basically, this was a spare tire carrier, so if somebody sprayed Armor All on the tire, anything with silicone, the paint can fisheye. So anyway, yeah, when you wipe it down, that helps that. And this bedliner paint is much better. It doesn't do that as much. That's why guys like me like it. First quick coat on. Seems to have covered pretty even. I'll do a couple coats this way and then I'll have to flip that over somehow. Did have my respirator on. Please always wear a respirator. I'm in a nice open air garage here, and it's still, this stuff is nasty. So yeah, don't forget that. While my second coat is drying, I just wanted to take a minute and encourage everyone out there doing any kind of work like this. Dust mask, respirator, I just mentioned, ear protection. A lot of people don't think about, hey, look at this, I got ear protection, I got face protection, and you know what, I use these things. My dad's family is so healthy. His brother lived to be 85, his sister's still going strong, she's gonna turn 85 this month. I'm convinced the only reason my dad got cancer is because he was around caustic chemicals all his life. I mean, he used to wash his hands in gas every day at the end of the day. I remember one time he told me, yeah, when you got a cut on your hand, it heals up faster when you're washing gas, you know, and that was just the mentality back then. Nothing wrong with my dad, and not to say he didn't use protection, but he, protection, that's funny. Anyway, I'm digressing again, but I remember him coming home after painting and being on the couch the whole weekend with a headache and throwing up because he didn't have his respirator on tight. I knew then, I was like 15, I knew that was going to be a problem. So anyway, just take a minute. I have tinnitus. I never thought about ear protection, but I have this ringing in my ear constantly. So when you're doing something loud, use the ear protection. Watch the YouTube video the other day of a guy grinding fiberglass with no mask, nothing. And this wasn't just a quick, I'm filming so I'm not, this was time lapse. He was grinding for like 5 minutes, breathing that fiberglass, no mask. Even the comments below were like, man, I bet your lungs are black. So anyway, be careful, take care of your body. When you're young, it doesn't seem to matter, but trust me, it's cumulative. This stuff builds up, and when you're my age, it starts to show up, or when you're even older, it might cause issues. So that's my rant for the day. I hope everyone's safe out there. You should be having fun in the garage, not jeopardizing your health. So thanks. I was able to push my table over here in better light. Can't really tell, but it's on wheels. Anyway, that's 3 coats. As my dad would say, no runs, no drips, no errors. We're good to go. I am very happy with the way that looks. It looks brand new. So do all the individual pieces. Those are to hold gas tanks on. Whether I put gas tanks on or not, I don't know. But I can if I want. Anyway, it'll probably be a few more episodes before it's bolted on. Again, I got to get the back welded up, and I have to get the bodywork done and that section repainted. So, but subscribe, yeah, and then you'll be sure not to miss the finished product. Have a great day. This is Bruce from Dad's Garage.